Alright guys, it's me. What's going on? How are you living? How are you living? Alright, so I just wanted to come and talk to you guys about um what's going on lately, I guess. I guess the definition of the group hasn't properly been defined, and that's the problem because I've been a lazy son of a bitch and I didn't feel like it was needing to do all that. I didn't feel like I needed to really define it after I made two rules of the whole group of just, don't don't post non-freeforming pictures and don't post loctician services. And try, if you're gonna post visuals, if you're posting visuals of people, they need to be freeformers. I just don't see the point. This is a freeform group. You can ask questions, we can discuss things. This is a group focused on hair, but it's not a group where if someone's not talking about hair, you don't have to. I'm not saying, hey, just talk about hair all day. We can even discuss this bullshit. Like, no offense, I think it's bullshit, but I feel like it has the right to be discussed. And it seems like a lot of people want to discuss it, and that's fine. I believe you have the right to discuss it, and it's perfectly fine. It's just in this particular group, if it's a visual thing going on, then just make sure you're freeforming. That's it. You can even be in the beginning of freeforming, but just get through it. It's a whole new technique. It's not coming. It's not even. I can't say new. It's not. It's ancient, really. If you want to get into the history of it, this is just hair. At the end of the day, this is hair. This is organically hair. This is organic hair. Boom, hair. Yay, hair. You know, no one. And then you have people who want to do things to their hair, and because some people tell them either it doesn't look good or it isn't good for their hair, which maybe they're just trying to be helpful because they might not think that you know that. Maybe they think that you just don't give a fuck, or they think that you do give a fuck about your hair and they're just letting you know because everything has side effects. But it's your choice to do anything. Like, if everyone's saying that everything you're doing is a negative thing, that's not necessarily their fault. Maybe you should look at yourself. I don't know. That's your life. But it's in this particular group, we showcase organic dreads or organic locks. Freeform locks. The common consensus of what that means. This is what when the world sees this type of hair in any shape, in any form, in any way it is, when people look at it, they know what it is. You know what I mean? Just like if we want to look at black and white, there's people who say that I'm black. I'm not even fucking black. Black is a fucking color, but it's a socially accepted term. If you want to be legit, if you look up freeform, for real, it's a fucking pattern. It's a technique for knitting and shit like that, and that's what it is. That's just like legit. Like, it's just people who are upset because they want to use a term and they're not doing the term right, and they get upset about it. Like, I think I saw a good example of who, like, Blink was like, yo, son. He was like, there's nothing, we're not saying, like, I feel like it's fucked up when freeformers gotta come in and be like, yo, we're not saying nothing bad about you, but you're not freeforming. Like, you got somebody who's wearing slacks and they go around talking about they're wearing jeans, and you're like, what are you talking about? Like, you're just not, if you're not hip, it's cool. I feel you. It's nothing to do with you. And then you got people who take it to a whole other level and they try and say, people defining anything and choosing to define anything, that is cultist behavior, or that is elitist behavior, and that is this and that is that, and they therefore act in elitist behavior. That's crazy. Like me, I have my opinion, I state my opinion, and I keep it at that. I know it has worked for me. I know what has worked for other people. I know what works. That's just the way it is. I've seen it work in every type of person. And it's just interesting. I don't know. I think it's interesting because I see how shit starts. Like, I don't take for granted that the world continuously goes on, Like, don't take that shit for granted. Don't take a group of people who don't agree with your definition, If you have somebody who think of something else, maybe you're in the middle of creating something new and bold and awesome for you. You know what I mean? But the person who first started out freeforming, I remember five years ago, before freeform was a thing, before you saw half of these so-called freeformers, You know, this is what freeforming is. This is what it looks like. This is what it was, okay? I feel like there's people who were freaking like punks back in the day, and then Hot Topic came, and they're just looking at these Hot Topic kids like, you sons of bitches. You sons of bitches. And they don't hate them necessarily. It's just like they're trying to take something that was never even theirs. They're using a term that was never even theirs. You know, freeformer is not my term. You know, if I go to another country, they do not call me a freeformer. If I go to Jamaica, they call me empress. You know what I mean? And I get that because they're seeing a side of me. They see what I am. That's what it is. In America, we say it to a person with this type of hair. It is common custom to call them a freeformer. Okay, at this point in time, just get it through your mind. It's fine. It's cool. If you feel like that the definition of your style for this day and age somehow labels or defines you, then that's an issue that you need to take up with yourself. Like when someone calls me a freeformer, I know they're talking about my hair, not me. You know, not the person I am. You know, someone could call me a pacifist in some areas, and in other areas, I'm not a pacifist. But when they hear the word pacifist, they understand what a pacifist is. But since they don't understand duality in human beings, then there becomes issues because they're not dual people. They just don't get that point. They don't get the fact that yes, you can have a technique, and you can utilize the technique to reach areas within yourself. You can utilize that tool, but that tool and that technique have a definition. You feel what I'm saying? They're used for basic shit. Every basic thing they do, that's what they do. Okay, that's all it is. It's fine. It's perfectly fine. This is not fucking metaphysics. This is not the new spiritual awakening. Okay, the new spiritual awakening is within yourself. You finding out what you are. Not everybody who becomes spiritually awake is going to agree with everything I believe in. But at a foundation, yes, most of the people are going to have a very similar foundation. They're not going to fight for the same things. They're not going to believe in the same things. They're not going to have the same practices. But their foundation will definitely be straight. And it's just craziness, man. It's just like becoming yourself and not wanting to like necessarily like attack people or try and be like everybody else, or understanding the fact that when that means not being like everyone else, that means that when someone defines something before you and other people define that, you know, within a social setting, this is not legal, this is not anything. I even heard someone say this is not a community. It's like, bitch, this is the internet community. This is virtual reality. Like, what is really going on? Like, we really have to explain virtual reality right now. Like, we have to explain social terms versus legal terms versus definitions, like legit definitions. We really got to do this. Like, damn. Okay, let me stop. That's kind of it. It's like, that's really all it is. It's just straightforward shit. And I feel it because, and that's why I feel like I had to make this video anyway. Because it seems like just typing it just isn't getting through. You know, for this group, it is focused on organically grown hair. Okay? Even if you separate, there is a look to organically grown hair that you cannot imitate. You can't imitate it, son. It just don't look, you can't imitate that shit. Because it's flat and round at the same time. You can't imitate nature. Nature is the boss at creating shit. You know, and people get their feelings. Because someone even mentioned, oh, because I color my hair. Coloring your hair has nothing to do with growing your fucking hair. Like, what the fuck? You know, hopefully you're using, like, the best shit you can get, and you're not just fucking yourself up for no reason. Like, you're not smoking the crack of hair products. Like, goddamn. But let me stop. I mean, all the shit's there. You know, it's all there. It's all in the group. If you want to go over it, you can go over it. Leave your opinion. Leave what you want. Y'all know I stand for Freeform Organic Locks all day, all night. But there's a lot of other groups that stand for a lot of other stuff, and I respect them equally for it. You know? But don't come into my group where I respect people for all their shit, for all their differences, whatever. And I have 2 rules of don't post your pictures unless you're a freeformer, or don't post loctician services and act like I'm some kind of fucking hair Nazi. Like, get out of here. I'm sorry. Like, oh my god, that shit's funny. But alright, y'all. Peace out. Love. Have a great day. Join fucking Freeform Locks if you're not in there. And if you're a freeforming or you think about freeforming, whatever, if you just want to come and talk with us, come talk with us, come chill with us. Just remember, do not post pictures if you are not a freeformer. Do not post loctician services unless they are geared toward freeformers. Okay? That is it. Do not come in, let me get in there, let me go ahead and twist all that up right there. No, we don't need that. We don't need it. Alright? But I love y'all. Peace. Have a great day.